Hey there, I am Veronica Isles, and I'm so excited to be with you today. We are going to be talking manifestation secrets, and I cannot wait to help you. The point of these live sessions is to give you some free help. If you would like some private coaching, there are some links below. I've got a couple specials happening, and I would be happy to take you on as a client. Okay, so I am going to try to be taking as many questions as possible. That is the point. That is the goal. So that is what I am manifesting. So I am ready and able. One of the things I'm most excited about right now is trying to teach people how to change their assumptions about basically everything in life. So, what you think, how you think people in your life are going to show up, how you think money is going to show up, how you think, success can happen for you. So, let's do it. I see there's many people here. I'm excited to be with you live today. So excited you could make it. So excited you can manifest this opportunity because it's all co-created. And today is a beautiful, well, it's not really sunny, but it's still a beautiful day. Okay, so hello to all of the people that are here. I just turned on my live chat. I am excited to take your questions. And again, if you would like to do some one-on-one coaching, I've got some specials. I also do have a free course if you haven't enrolled yet. Studywithveronica.com, 10 days to manifesting miracles in your life. It is a pretty in-depth course and it's completely free. So if you have not enrolled yet, please do. I know it can change your life. This knowledge changed my life. It made me go from someone who was struggling in money, in love, in health, in everything, to someone that was successful in ways that I never could have imagined before. So I want the same results for you. And this is why I do this. All right. Well, no questions yet. So I guess I will just talk about the things that that I most see questions asked on. A lot of times I will see things like, I've done the work, I've done the self love. Why didn't it work? If you haven't seen results yet, I always remember it's a yet, and it's not like you failed in some way. When you take the assumption that you have failed, then you kind of put a halt to whatever was in fact manifesting in your life. It's important to note that we're manifesting all the time. So when I hear things like manifestation didn't work for me, well, you're already manifesting. You just didn't get the results that you want. So you haven't deliberately gotten the results that you want yet. Remember, there's always a yet. So when I see it didn't work, remember it's a yet. And if it hasn't worked yet, you want to really take an honest look at what your process has been like. It may be that you're holding on too tightly. And I know that that's sometimes a hard pill to swallow because obviously you want this thing. So it's hard not to hold on, but you don't want to hold on in a way where you literally keep the desire, the experience from you. Okay, so I've got some questions from John Javi Wanare. I am confident I said that name wrong, but I tried my best. It's been 1 year now. I haven't received any manifestation. Okay. I don't know what you're manifesting, but I'm going to guess it's love, money, the usual things people want in life. It's important to note, as I just said before, you are actually already manifesting. And when you can grasp this, it can really assist you in your deliberate manifestation. So remember, we're already manifesting. Life is a mirror of everything that's going inside of us. So it is a literal mirror with a time delay. Don't forget that time delay. So it's a mirror. It is showing us what is inside of ourselves. So if you want to know what's inside someone's consciousness, look at their life and you'll have a direct insight as to what is going on inside of them. So, okay, so this person hasn't received the things that they want yet. Okay. Let's start by removing these experiences from the pedestal. And again, I'm only generalizing. These are the most common reasons why someone hasn't manifested yet, is that it feels so unreachable, almost like it only exists in the dream world. It can't exist in your day-to-day life. When you do a technique like an affirmation, a visualization, daydreaming, vision board, whatever this technique is, the only way this technique will work is if you carry through with those feelings throughout the rest of the day. And that's the part that most people skip. They think they're manifesting when they're saying an affirmation, but then they go back to the old way of thinking, the old way of being, the old way of putting things on a pedestal. So it feels like you're only manifesting in that moment. You should be manifesting deliberately all of the time. Now, I realize that this requires more energy. It requires more effort. It requires more of you to put in the work, but the work will in fact pay off. So a lot of times people don't want to put in the work because they figure, well, I'm going to make all this effort and it's going to get me nowhere and I'm just going to feel stupid afterwards. But when you put in the work for you because you want to feel different, you probably want these manifestations because you think it's going to make you feel a certain way. The amazing thing is you may not have control over changing your circumstances right now, but you do have control over how you feel inside right now. Like the only person that has control over that is you. You have total and complete authority over how you feel and also how you respond to circumstances in your life. Hi, beautiful Veronica. Hi, Renee, shore girl. I almost said show girl. It looks like showgirl at first, but I guess it's shore girl. Shore girl. Let's get to Sophia. My boy always ignores me. This is a big one. Now, being ignored in love, being ignored in money, like your manifestation is ignoring you. It's not. Um, again, we go back to these troubleshooting ideas, which kind of goes back to the original question. I haven't received any manifestation. So holding something on a pedestal. Also, what do you think you deserve in life? Like, what do you think life is going to give you? What are the types of things that are in sort of the depths of your soul? So I saw this quote earlier. I think I might have even posted it on my Instagram. And it is that manifestation isn't responding to the shouts of your mind. So, like, if you're trying to shout these affirmations, make it feel real, or shout things that you want, like, the universe isn't going to present a mirror to that. It's going to present a mirror to the whispers of your heart. So, what are the things that are kind of underneath the surface, the beliefs that you hold? And that is what is going to show up in life, is the things that you truly believe about yourself. Now, these things are movable, shapeable, they can be altered. The point is, we have to recognize these things. So, if we're constantly shouting in our mind, trying to kind of beat our subconscious into submission, you're never going to hear the quiet whispers that are happening underneath. And those are the things that gently have to be adjusted. Let's see. I deserve all the luxury and good things life has to offer. Yes, you do. But if you are not experiencing all of those things right now, you may feel that you deserve it, but you also may feel that life is unfair. Other people will get these things that don't really deserve it, and you will be shorted. Now, these are ideas that I used to think about myself, so I'm just drawing from those types of things. I'm not saying that this is what you actually think. Just sort of giving you a basis to try to brainstorm. Manifestation is almost like you are brainstorming on ideas of what you feel, what your experiences have been that have led you to these certain sets of beliefs. So we're kind of reprogramming our subconscious mind based on these things. Um, It is important to note the person that said, "My boy always ignores me." A lot of times in terms of love, we see this person as so special, as so perfect, as having no flaws, as being so high above us. Have you ever considered that all this love, all this energy that you're trying to give to him, he really doesn't deserve it. If he's been ignoring you, he doesn't actually deserve it. Now, this is not to say to move on from this person. It's not to say that you have to drop this person and suddenly manifest a new person, but realize how much you are worth. And this kind of goes for any manifestation. Hi, Veronica. Did I catch you live? We are live right now. Yes. So, yes, you did love Dreaming Peach Cat. You did catch me live. And this doesn't happen very often. So, to the lucky people that are here, if you're watching a replay, subscribe. It's the only way you're going to get notified of a live session. Can I manifest good for my 12-year-old son? He's dealing with a jerk at school. Absolutely. In fact, I feel like we all should imagine this right now. Your 12-year-old son being the victor in this situation, because dealing with a jerk at school, that's awful. I used to deal with jerks at school when I was 12 years old, and it sucked. And at that time, I had no mental capacity to feel like I could have any other result. So let's all kind of imagine Renee feeling so good because her son's circumstances have suddenly turned around. I do believe that there is sort of it's like we can help one another. Um, it's not necessarily how much energy gets put into something that allows it to flourish, but I do think that Renee will feel strong and powerful if she knows that we're all kind of imagining it, we're all kind of pulling for it. We want this to happen. So she will feel strong and powerful and thus be a good sort of role model for her son. Like her son is going to feel this and then thus feel strong and powerful and succeed and no longer deal with a jerk. Like this jerk is going to go away, going to be transferred to a different school. That's what I'm imagining. Well, I've got different questions. They're sort of random. I'm trying to figure out what knowledge can best serve my audience right now. We are live. That is definitely happening. You are very welcome, Renee, and I cannot wait to hear your success story. How do I apply this, let's see, to the career where it's really rare to succeed? People tell me it's not possible. Should I just stop talking? Okay. The interesting thing is the majority of people will say anything is not possible because the majority of people are so familiar with disappointments, being let down, not having enough, having a broken heart. That is what the majority of most people see themselves as capable of. Like, that's why we have the saying, like, life isn't fair. Like, we have all these strange societal beliefs because most people have experienced this, because most people have no clue whatsoever that anything that is going on in their mind and heart and feelings has anything to do with their life experience. So most people have not even begin to put the two together. So nearly everyone is going to say it's not possible. And it's interesting because if you have a feeling like you're not going to succeed in a career, like you could literally not get hired for a job that everyone else is getting hired for, like something that's really easy to get hired for, like supposedly easy, you could still flop out on. Whatever this career is that you want, like it's meant for you. I'm sure it's not something I want. I'm sure it's not something most of the people watching right now want. So the fact that you want it makes it unique and special to your experience, to your heart, to your mirror, what life is showing you. So why wouldn't you be able to have it? If it's rare, I mean, anything could be considered rare. Like, it's all a matter of perspective. What someone considers rare, someone else considers really easy. Like in terms of money, some people might find it nearly impossible to manifest $1,000 overnight. And then there could be people who are manifesting that per hour. Like, rare is subjective, just like beauty is subjective. So many things are subjective. So honestly, who cares about the people that are telling you it's not possible? Like, you want this for a reason? Again, it's probably not what I want. My dreams are different. My dreams are unique. So obviously, my dreams are meant for me. Your dreams are meant for you. You have these desires in your heart for a reason. Like, you want to succeed in this career. You want to give of yourself. You want to share your talents. So why wouldn't it be meant for you? So I want you to start feeling more confident about yourself, feeling like you belong there, feeling like it's manifesting you. I live in a way too small, tiny apartment. I lived in a tiny apartment at one time. And in fact, it was an upgrade from my last living situation. Didn't have a car for 4 years, but got one. Let's see, but it leaks. Okay, I went many years without a car, and then when I finally did get one, you had to spray something on the carburetor to get it to start, and it was an old clunky truck that made a lot of noise. Didn't have any air conditioning, radio, nothing. Okay, so I upgraded my life. You can upgrade your life too. Now I know it's hard when all you know is the tiny apartment, all you know is the leaky car, and then you didn't even have a leaky car. I want you to give gratitude for the things that you have now. They are upgrades. It doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck forever in this predicament. If you could upgrade from the last sort of scenario, you can definitely upgrade to the next one. So, what kind of car would you love to drive? And when I say this, don't pick a car that you think would be realistic for your situation. Because that's what I always used to do. Like, I would think, well, I could get a used car. Like, it was always a used car. Like, I never saw myself with a new car until I finally decided to drop that. And I was like, well, why can't I have a new car? Other people have new cars, so you can too. You don't have to be stuck with a 20-year-old car any longer. And I want you to really get a good idea of the specific car that you want and allow yourself to dream big, even if it's something that's completely out of your price range, completely out of the logistics of what you think you can have. Just pick it. And don't pick it because you're picking an extravagant car. This is also a key to manifestation, is that when I say to open your heart to all possibilities, it doesn't mean to pick the most expensive house, like the $10 million house. Like, it doesn't mean you have to pick that one. Pick the one that actually resonates with you, the one where you could actually feel yourself being at home. I mean, this could be a $200,000 house. It could be a $1 million house. It could be the $10 million house. But the problem is when people usually think big, they go for like the Ferrari when they actually wouldn't really be comfortable in that. What kind of car would you be comfortable in? What kind of car would you ideally love to have, but have never really had the opportunity to have? Other people get these cars. I love using the example of the fact that other people have these things and they have them easily, and to then recognize that those people are no different from you. This was really eye-opening, and I know it's just a statement to contemplate on, but I've found that manifestation is more about contemplating things during the day instead of doing techniques at certain times and then going about the rest of the day contemplating the things you don't want. It's that contemplation because that's the moment where you're sort of dissecting it in your mind and you're attaching your emotions into it. So, the problem with most techniques and the way techniques work best, like affirmations, visualizations, they work best when you envision the things that you want, and then you contemplate them during the day. Contemplate. Do we know what that means? Maybe some of you don't. It means to dwell in persistent focus on a particular idea and look at it from all different angles. The problem is we tend to do this automatically with the things we don't want, the fears. So, a manifesting mistake would be to say affirmations for an hour and then go about the rest of the day, forcing yourself to try to be positive and underneath contemplating the life that you don't want, the life that's sort of staring you in the face, the life that is displeasing you. So I say skip the hour of affirmations, really do it. Just contemplate what it would be like to drive this car, what it would be like to have a home that feels safe and secure and beautiful and lovely and perfect for you. Again, the home that you want, the car that you want is probably not the home that I want, the car that I want, the one that Renee wants, the one that who is the other person that asked the question? Chrissy. Chrissy's actually been here a lot. Um, all these people here, like we all want different cars, different houses. That's what makes this world beautiful. We all should have our specific, lovely, wonderful desires. Stop holding them above us. But do we contemplate these things during the day? This contemplation, we tend to fall back in lazy ways and we contemplate the current moment. And we identify with the current moment. And it's understandable, like it's staring us in the face. I'm not saying that you should turn a blind eye to the current moment, but remember, it's movable, it's changeable, it's shapeable. It doesn't stay the same. Angela Caught Alive. Hi, Angela McCarver. I want a 2024 Subaru Forester blue with a light interior and sunroof. That sounds perfect. I want to manifest that for you and help you. Okay, exactly. No air conditioning, no radio. Yeah, I did that. My truck was free, and it stopped working after a certain amount of time. I was so happy, though, to have an ability to drive. I was made fun of at my job, which was a waitressing job. The boss hated this truck and was felt so embarrassed that it was being parked in her, establishment. She thought it made the establishment look trashy. It was the only car I had. But now I drive a Tesla. That's a big difference. Okay. And had I known about these things sooner, I would have been driving. I don't think they had Teslas then, but I would have been driving a whole lot nicer car a whole lot sooner. But you can have that. I want you to see yourself with the Subaru Forester Blue 2024, because there are people right now who are buying these Subarus that are thinking nothing of it. And they're not lucky. They're not fortunate. They're not destined for the Subaru. They're just people buying a Subaru because it's just a basic form of exchange. Like money is just an exchange. And you deserve to have the money to have this exchange. Feel some relief. Like, wow, I don't have it now, but a path will be made because that is your perfect car. That is not my perfect car. My perfect car is something else, but that's okay. That's what makes this world a beautiful place, and we should all be with our perfect, special experiences. Okay. Uh, my son made a new friend, and we went to their 16-room stately mansion around the corner. I was like, this is nice, but probably too big for me. And you know what? A 16-room stately mansion, it's probably too big for a lot of people. Like it seems all nice, but is that really where you would feel at home? So that's why I said contemplate, not from limitations, like not saying, well, I have to have a two-bedroom apartment that I pay rent on because that's what I feel like is approachable. But then not also say I have to have this, mansion with tennis courts and housekeepers and, a pool. Like, maybe that's right for some people, but I'm not saying that you can't pick that, but does that really go along? Or are you just picking it because it seems like it's extravagant? I found that you manifest things easier when they're truly in harmony with what your heart truly desires, because we manifest from our heart. So when you really connect with what your heart actually wants and allow yourself to explore and again contemplate on those things, they will show up in your life faster. Uh, what what about when perfecting a craft like singing vocal technique? It's very distinct, and I can't imagine myself doing it. Since I was raised, that's for other people, the other people thing. It's not any sort of talent. You know what? You have a perfect singing voice. Um, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this in a way because I do think our bodies respond. And yes, it may not seem logical, like maybe you are the wrong range. I don't know. Maybe it's like, you need to be a soprano and you're an alto. I don't know. Or maybe you think, you have to be born with a special vocal range to be able to attain this vocal technique. But I mean, people have attained so many different things in terms of their body, in terms of health, in terms of miraculous healing, walking again. Why couldn't you have this? If this is what you want, again, this is not what I want. Like, I would never want to vocally project myself in that way. Like, it's so specific to you. So, since you have these specific desires, you just want to sing in a certain way. Why wouldn't it be available to you? Like, why would the creative intelligence within you say, no, you can't have that? That doesn't make sense. Embrace how you sing right now. Know that you can, in fact, hone your craft to be a certain way. There's probably certain teachers that understand how to, in fact, implement this. I mean, I know in terms of my own background as a musician, I trained for many years in classical piano, and there were some teachers that were like, well, you just can't do that. And then I did find a teacher that was like, oh, I have a technique to show you how to do that. And it's not that you can't do that, it's that you weren't taught in the proper way. So there's a person that will assist you with this, that will show you how to make it happen. If you desire this, there is a way. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of questions now. Just sort of get to whatever my eyes gravitate towards. I do want to say that after this live show, we will be heading on to Instagram. Veronica Isles, that is my only Instagram. So please do not get tricked by these other Instagrams that contact you and say that they're me and they're offering you some sort of palm reading service. It's not me. Okay. Isn't it wonderful that we can have all our favorite things? That we can all have our favorite things. Sorry about that. It is wonderful. Golden beads. I like all of the emojis. Do I need to change my self-concept to get my ex back? Yes, your self-concept needs to match whatever you are manifesting, whether or not it is an ex, whether or not it is money, whether or not it is a vocal technique. You have to believe that you align with this. Like, alignment is not something that is granted to you because you said 10,000 affirmations. Alignment is a choice that you make because you decide that you are the kind of person who can have this. Again, someone said before that this happens to other people. That is something I used to say all of the time. Well, people, this happens to other people. Other people get to have this. Other people get to have the new car. They're just different. They're different than me. I'm not the same. I wasn't born like that. In fact, you maybe have had adults tell you, we're not that kind of, we things like that don't happen to people like us. You hear that so much. Anything can happen to any kind of person. Like, there's no limits. Have I ever been to Bali? No. I would love to go to Bali. But before I do any more travel, I need to manifest adoptions for all of my foster cats and kittens. So that's what I'm manifesting right now. And you know what? Everyone says, "Oh, it's hard. There's an overload on kittens right now. There's no space. No one wants kittens." I say it's easy. And that's what I'm going to manifest. And then I'm going to do a lot of travel. I do have a travel lined up in November, though, and December. So there is travel lined up. Bali, maybe it'll happen in 2024. Thank you so much. You changed my life back when I started watching you at 17 in 2020. Absolutely crazy how good you are at explaining things below just the surface level. Takes real knowledge. I appreciate it. Thank you, Laura. Hi, sweet fellow vegan. You must be a vegan too. I'm so happy to meet you. How to get SP to forget about big fight we had in May. I really overreacted. Haven't heard from him since May. Okay. How to make him forget about that and reach out. Tried revision everything. Okay. You've tried a lot. Sounds like you've tried everything. You don't have to try anymore. Now all you have to do is receive. Honestly, it may be that you haven't forgiven yourself for the fight. It's okay. You overreacted. It's not a problem. Like, if he overreacted, wouldn't you forgive him? So who cares if you overreacted? I don't care what kind of overreaction or how desperate or how needy you are or how awful. It's okay. The amazing thing is we create from the now, we do not create from the past. The past doesn't matter. Now, I am sorry you haven't heard from him since May. Let's say that he's been bettering himself. Things are going to be so much more amazing than they were before. He's also going to apologize. He's going to apologize. Have you ever received an apology where you thought you were wrong and then someone else apologized to you? I actually had that happen to me the other day, and it really threw me for a loop because I was accidentally late for something. Um, there was traffic, and I was trying to find a quicker route. Instead, it ended up taking so much longer. And my GPS kept telling me to go a certain way, and I was like, no, I'm going to take the highway. It turns out the highway exit was closed, and that is why the GPS was telling me not to go there. So, needless to say, I was really, really, really late. Then the person that I was meeting, oddly enough, apologized to me for being late. I'm not even sure how that happened. The point is, we tend to blame ourselves unnecessarily. You want to focus on resuming communication and healing this relationship and making it the best thing ever with a lot of vegan food. He misses you. Like, why wouldn't he miss you? It's been a long time. Let's just stop rehashing this argument, rehashing the fact you overreacted. It's okay. Like, you don't even have to apologize to him. I guarantee you, he'll be reaching out and apologizing to you that it's been so long, having completely forgotten about whatever you have been obsessing on, because we tend to obsess over ourselves and obsess about things that most people don't even remember. Like, I'm sure maybe there's an embarrassing moment you had with a friend, and you think about it and you feel so ashamed. And if you mention this to them, they may not even remember it because they're probably just focusing on the embarrassing moments that they are ashamed of. We tend to self obsess unnecessarily. Free yourself from this burden. Stop doing revision. You've already done it. It's done. Like, it's inevitable at this point. It's done. Now you just have to receive. Okay. Let's head over to Instagram because I have a phone call in 20 minutes. So if I don't head over to Instagram now, I'm going to be late for this call. I don't know if this person's watching, but I will be late. So I need to be done in 20 minutes. So I have to go over to Instagram now. I love you all. Studywithveronica.com. Check out the links below to get some private coaching. I cannot guarantee for how much longer it will last. Right now, I am able to do some private coaching, but as you know, I may not be able to. I hadn't offered it for 2 years. So get it while you can. Have a good day.